Myself, Dr. C. S. Jayanti Prasad. Kindly subscribe this channel, Retail Management. Topics for this session: retail selling process, meaning and definition of retail selling, qualities of personal selling, objectives of personal selling, factors to be considered while taking decision as to retail selling, essentials of retail salesmanship, 7 important stages in personal selling process. Retail selling process. Let us see what is this retail selling process. Retail selling, as the name suggests, involves personal contacts of the salesperson with the customers. So any channel of distribution basically forms with the retail selling. So it can have direct contact with the customers. Sales promotion is different from both these techniques. Now let us briefly explain about the retail selling, its definition, qualities of retail seller and objectives. Meaning and definition of retail selling. Personal selling is highly distinctive form of communication, like other forms, that is advertising and sales promotion. It is basically communication, but unlike others, it is two-way rather than one-way communication. So I can say that retail selling is a two-way communication, and it is having a sales promotion with sort of advertising. Personal selling involves social behavior of both the seller and the prospect influencing each other. According to Philip Kotler, he defined personal selling involves oral presentation in a conversation with one or more prospective purchasers for the purpose of making sales. Next, coming to qualities of personal selling. Personal confrontation. Two or more persons come into contact into active relations, and each party is able to observe at close quarters the characteristics and the need of two other and make immediate adjustments and thereby make the encounter successful. It means that the communication is going to flow in a proper direction, proper way with the contact. That is called personal confrontation. Next, cultivation. Personal selling may lead to all kinds of relationships, ranging from a matter of fact selling relationship to a deep personal friendship. Next, response. Personal selling usually makes the prospect to feel a sort of peculiar obligations for having listened to the sales talk. Next, coming to objectives of personal selling. Personal selling has both long-term and short-term objectives. The long-term objectives are broad and general. The short-term objectives are specific and relate to the roles that the management assigns as a part of both promotional program and overall marketing strategy. So any organization needs to have personal selling sort of thing, communication sort of thing. Within a long-term objectives, it may have a general sense, and it is short-term objectives. It should have specific goals to be designed from the management. As stated by Cundiff and Still, the objectives can be classified into two kinds. 1. Qualitative objectives. 2. Quantitative objectives. Qualitative objectives. Qualitative objectives are long-term objectives and depend largely upon the overall long-term objectives of the firm and the promotional mix. The important qualitative objectives are given below. To do the entire selling job. So whatever the entire selling process is being done, it comes under qualitative objective. To serve the existing customer in such a way to maintain communication with the present customers, take orders, etc. So it should have some eye contact with the customers so that the customers can give some orders to the related products. to search out and obtain new customers, to find out the new customers, new networking customers, that comes also in the qualitative objective, to secure and maintain customer cooperation in stocking and promoting the product line. Yeah, next one is to keep the customers informed about the changes in the product line and other aspects of the marketing strategy. So every time the customers has to be informed regarding their product line and various marketing strategies also. To assist the dealers in the selling product and to give some guidance to the dealers regarding the selling of the products. To provide technical advice and assistance to customers as in the case of complicated products and custom design products. So whenever there is imply of some technical things or some sort of assistance required for the customers has to be guided from the products made or custom designed products. To assist with or handle the training of middleman. To provide advice and assistance to the middleman on various management problems. Next, coming to quantitative objectives. In addition to these qualitative objectives, certain quantitative objectives are generally assigned to personal selling. They are to obtain a specified sales volume, to obtain sales volume in such way that the contributes to profit objectives, to keep personal selling expenses within the specified limits, to secure and retain a specified share of the market. Thus, personal selling is a broader concept and covers a wide variety of activities. Factors to be considered while taking decision as to retail selling. There are several broad principles to guide the manager in deciding the extent to which the personal selling should be employed in his first promotional program. So always the manager has to decide what is the extent of personal selling, how much employee is required in the promotional programs, what are the promotional aspects has to be decided by the manager. The retailer should consider the following factors before arriving at any decision. Number of potential buyers. So retailer has to identify who are the potential buyers. Retail selling is suitable when the number of potential buyers for a product or service is large. Concentration of potential buyers. Retail selling is much easier if the number of buyers is highly concentrated in one geographical area rather than dispersed over a wide area. So better to understand the target customers or target potential buyers in a geographical area. Size of the quantitative purchased. The average size of the quantitative purchased is another important factor in determining the economic feasibility of retail selling. For small quantity as well as large quantity is possible in this. Heterogeneity. Retail selling is far more advisable in case of products that are produced according to individual specification. So based on the individual consumer demand, the products are being designed. Need for demonstration. Where it is necessary to convince the potential buyers of products merit, retail selling is almost compulsory. Recognition of the need. The need for retail selling arises only when the prospects recognize the need for the article as it is exhibited in the showcase. So always the product has to be decoratively, it should be displayed. Essentials of the retail salesmanship. The main aim of salesmanship is establishing sound and lasting relations between the sellers and buyers. It can create wants that never existed before, showing the prospective buyers how particular goods or service satisfy their demand. It consists of one human mind influencing another human mind. It involves not only in selling the products and services but also in providing the knowledge, technical assistance, counsel and advice, the salesmanship in the process of selling ideas of beauty, health, economy, prosperity, convenience and comforts and so on. It brings reasonable profit to the seller and definite benefit to the buyer in the effort of inducing the customers to buy the goods and services. Next, coming to 7 important stages in personal selling process. The personal selling process consists of a series of steps. Each stage of this process should be undertaken by the salesperson with utmost care. The stages in personal selling are briefly defined as prospecting and qualifying. Prospecting and qualifying are the first steps that personal selling process. This is to identify and qualify prospects in order to help salespeople in the process of selling. Companies generate leads in the following ways. So whatever may be the selling process, it has to be identified. It has to be developed in such a way that salespeople in the process of selling can generate the leads, the things. Searching names by examining data sources such as newspapers, directories, CD-ROMs, etc. So always the data has to be procured. Next, establishing a booth at trades, shows and exhibitions. Getting the names of the prospects from existing customers. Cultivating referral sources such as dealers, suppliers, sales reps, representatives, executives and bankers, etc. Next, coming to pre-approach. Having found out the prospective customers, the salesperson should collect some important details about the prospects. For example, if the prospect is a company, then he should know what the company needs, who takes purchase decision and who are its buyers. So always it should be identified with the data collection. After knowing the important particulars about the prospects, the salesperson should set call objectives. So once the particulars are being procured regarding the prospects, who are the buyers, then the salesperson should meet with a call. Third one, approach. The salesperson should properly approach the prospects. He should know how to greet the buyer before starting his conversation. So always there should be polite way, that receiving thing should be in a proper manner. The salesperson should be properly dressed, which coincides with the temperament of the buyer. The opening line should be positive. So whenever the salesperson speaks of, the line of word of mouth should speak in a positive sense. Coming to presentation and demonstration. The sales presentation should be based on AIDA model, that is called as attention, interest, desire and sort of action of the buyer. Moreover, the sales should be adopt FABV approach. This is called as features, advantages, benefits and value. Features narrate physical characteristics of market, and advantages describe why the features provide an advantage to the customer, and benefits explain the economic technical aspects, social benefits delivered by the offering, and finally value describes the overall worth in terms of money. So basically every customer sort of thing based on the interest of the things. Next, overcoming objections. Customers, when pressed for orders, voice their objections, known as customer resistance. The resistance of the customers may either be psychological or logical. Psychological resistance includes resistance to interference, giving importance for well-established brands. Logical resistance is based on some reasons associated with price, deliver, schedule product or company characteristics, etc. Next, coming to closing the sale, a good sales talk results in the clinching a sales. At this point, the salesperson closes the sale at the right moment. A salesperson can successfully close the sales by studying the body language and the statements made by the buyers. They can ask for the order by drawing the attention of the customers towards color, size, or type of the product. So any salesman has to push the product within a short time and he should satisfy the customer within a mean way. If the buyer remain undecided, they may be guided in making the choice of the product. So if the buyer is confused, then the salesperson or sales representative has to guide the customer. The last one is follow-up and maintenance. Immediately after closing the salesperson should take some follow-up measures. He may give details about delivery time, purchase, terms and mode of payment, of price, etc. So wherever there is assistance required for the buyer, it has to be given by the salesperson properly regarding the delivery time, purchase and the mode of payment, price, etc. The salesperson can ensure customer satisfaction by properly attending matters which are important to the customers. Thank you. Kindly like and subscribe my channel, Dr. C. S. Jayanti Prasad. In coming sessions, we can look forward some more topics in retail management. Thank you.